Hey everybody, welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, senior instructor here at VectorVest. Gosh, everybody wants a song. Wants a song. I'll come up with one. But in the meantime, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. The support of Trending Thursday. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. In the background, though, today, Joey is on vacation, a much needed and much well-needed and taken vacation. In the background, we have Clay. Clay is filling the role of Joey today, so I'll be working with him in the background as well as him working with me in the background as well. So, Eton, I love that we have somebody here from across the globe as well. So glad that we have somebody here outside of the United States and Canada. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right. So first things first, if you're brand new to the channel, I always invite you to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted that when new live streams or videos come out that you're alerted. Number one. Number two, along the way, if you like the content, don't forget to hit the like button. That helps us. And, number three, I need you guys to share this link. Share this link on your social medias right now, especially if you feel that the information that we give on our channel is useful. By all means, let's get more people in here from across everywhere in your social circles so that we can get more people here. Sing out, please don't pull ideas on Glenn. He has plenty. I'll sing maybe later. Mario is here from Milan, Italy. Love that. U12 says FB notification did not come through. I got one, U12. I got one. How about Dan is tuning in from Sweden? I love, again, that we have the global outreach when we do this. So, again, even with all of that outreach, I need you guys to share the link right now on your social circles. Let's get more and more people here. All right. With that, a lot of stuff going on in the market, right? The market dropped today at the open. When I was doing the Jockey Club this morning, we took on, in our live trading, we took on some contras. Then the market wants to rebound again. You know why all of this is going on the way it is, why we get the big swings, is because volatility is still high. Look at the market today now. We have a mixed market after being solidly down this morning. Now we have a mixed market. And if you follow me on Twitter, which is @Glenn Tompkins Jr., I tweeted just a few minutes ago that the bulls just don't want to go away. The bulls just don't want to go away. They want to push the market higher. And even with that being said, the Fed is like, yo, y'all can think and feel and have the sentiment that you want, but rates are going higher. It is what it is. And until the Fed turns around and actually says it's time to stop, at least no more rate hikes, or raises the interest rates only 50 basis points, that's when the bulls will have a leg to stand on. Right now, the bulls don't have a leg to stand on because the Fed is not giving in at this particular point in time. So I did a video on Tuesday talking about inflation. Has inflation peaked? I honestly think, by way of the data, by way of the graph, that inflation has peaked. But even with the peaking of inflation, is it under control? That's the big question. And as of right now, it's not under control. So many of you out there are going to be saying that, well, the Fed needs to sit back now and see what the rising rates, as fast as he's pushed them up, how that's affecting inflation. So he's got to stop. He ain't got to stop. If inflation is his number one priority, which he's stated, I think that he's in a position, and he told the economy is going to cause it some pain. I think he's in a position to overshoot rather than not, because if he stops now, or if he pulls back and starts raising rates only 50 basis points, is inflation under control? Jay says the market is trying to rationalize Bullard's comments. There's nothing to rationalize, Jay. He pretty much said, and that's one of my first news stories, that the terminal rate needs to be somewhere between 5 and 7%. which means he's going to continue to raise rates. They said the Fed will not be done until 7%. Right on board with that, Bill. So no matter what people think, folks, and this is where we invest from our hearts instead of investing from up here and what we know, this is going to happen. And the bulls keep trying to push rallies. Each one of these rallies, for some point, has seen, and type in if you agree, each one of these rallies have been a little bit more of a bull trap, yes or no? All right. Jay says Bullitt is not a voting member next year. That ain't got nothing to do for this year. He's still a voting member for this year, Jay. All right. Hello from Kamloops, Canada. Well, that's outside of the country. Got to do that. Buffett was right about cryptocurrencies. Well, I'm still of the mindset that it's going to still play a role, especially as what is this? Not the metaverse. I almost call it the multiverse. Well, we might end up being in a little bit of a multiverse. If as long as we're still on track for the metaverse, crypto is going to play a big role because people are not going to be walking around in the metaverse with money in their pockets. How are they going to conduct any business virtually? It's going to be by way of crypto. So that's what I say in regards to that. The Fed can't pay the interest. There you go. So that's another side of the coin, Joanne. And it's a great point. The Fed can't pay the interest on the debt, so they can't go much higher on interest rates. That's the do I want to call it the straw that breaks the camel's back in regards to that? Because with as much money as we have out there, 37 trillion in debt, rising interest rates means that we pay more on the money on that debt. And Joanne's got a point. Where does that money come from? So, Joanne, I offer you this alternative. We print more money. That's the only way you continue to try to pay down on the interest rates on the money on the debt. We print more money. We do that, what happens? Inflation still goes higher. So, you know something? It's a tough market, but all we have to worry about, to a certain extent, is how we use this data to invest in the market. The Fed has got to work this out one way or another, but no matter what they said, whether they're hawkish or dovish, affects the stocks that we're investing in, and that's where we fall into place here. What do we do with the money that we have? How do we best take advantage of the situation to make money? Eric says, hard to swing trade with this volatility. Day trading in this market, much less stressful, at least until the market finds a clear direction. And Eric, and I put this out to everybody. How many of you think that this is more of a trader's market than anything? Type a 1 if you think that this is a trader's market. Type a 2 if you think you can still play stocks longer term. This is, folks, a trader's market, especially with the high volatility, Eric. You're right on point there. This is a trader's market. And for those people who are making money in the market, they're doing it short term. Now, I am one that has still long-term positions. What do? I hedge those long-term positions that I'm not getting rid of. And there's a lot of people out there that are in the same spot. John says, I'm selling premium and trade. Absolutely. Why not sell options and take the money in to absorb some of, that's a hedge. That pretty much is a hedge against the long positions you're not going to get rid of. But that's about 80% of my portfolio. The other 20% of my portfolio is definitely into the short-term trades. All right, this is, so as you can see by way of the ones in the room, most people feel that this is a trader's market. So if that's the case, the stocks that we talk about in here should be talked about more so from a short-term perspective rather than a long-term perspective. Absolutely. And just keep that in mind. Folks, still, as we get further, that was just commentary. As we get further, I need you guys again to share the link, I want to get as many people in here. I got a lot to say today. I do. I got a lot. Well, when do I not have a lot to say? But today I got a lot to say. You know why? I drank like this Death Wish coffee. So I'm really high on caffeine today. And you know what's going to happen? I'm just going to talk my head off. So I just want you to know. Can we trade Spouse short-term, Fireblazer? No. You took a vow. You took a vow. You can't do that. You can't do that. No, but I still think that was kind of a little funny, but you can't do that. Sigh. So I would never trade my wife short term. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting myself in that situation. No way, Jose. All right. Can we hedge? Absolutely. You can hedge. I'm thinking about if you're long term on positions, and I'll say it again. If you're long term on some positions that you just don't want to get rid of, contras when the market is going down, that way it helps to absorb some of that price decline on your long term stocks. Selling premium as the market's volatility is high, premiums are going to be high. This is a great time to sell options. All right, so you can hedge. You're not the government. You can't tell him what to do in his private. Don't start with me, Mark. Don't even start with me, Mark, because did I put you in time? Who did I put in timeout? I put David. David's probably not here. I put David in timeout this morning. Mark, don't make me turn this market around and put you in timeout. All right. So, Kenneth says, just today, I don't always talk all the time. Extraordinary time gives extraordinary opportunities from a trader. I'm with that. I like that, Dan. I like that. Did I put Jay in timeout this? I don't know. Jay took David to timeout this morning. All right. Let me go take a look at the market first. All right. Let's go to my homepage. Let's go take a look at the market first. Boom. So this is what we look like. Now we're back to all of the major indices are down. In our color guard, we got 3 red lights across the top. VectorVest guidance says we don't advocate buying any stocks at this time. Primary wave went down. I'm not going to get into that here. We're not going to get into that. So notice at 9:30 this morning, this is real time advance to declines. Look at the market run up this afternoon and now turning back down again. All the major indices are down. Looking at our top sectors, the top 5 sectors, none of them are making money. Look at the top 5 industries. Retail, department stores. I've got something to say about retail. Retail, for the most part, is going to suffer going into the holiday season. They've all said it for the most part. But we look at Walmart, we look at Home Depot, we look at a couple of retail stores, Macy's, that did beat earnings. All right. But then I look at stores like Target, Kohrs beat earnings too. I'm very curious in regards to going into the holiday season, how long these companies are going to stay rising, especially if the commentary from these companies are saying that we're going to have tough going into the holiday season. I'm mixed on the retail story. Some companies are making it and pulling that industry higher. Some companies are missing it and just getting caught in the wave of the companies that are making it. Good retail numbers released today. I hear you, Bob. How many of you feel real comfortable with retail going into the holiday season? Type of 1. If you don't, if you're like me and you don't think so, type of 2. I think with the rising interest rates and the money that these companies have borrowed to do business, it's going to affect them. It's going to affect them. So I got more twos. People are pretty optimistic. Going optimistic, look at that, into the holiday season. We'll see, all right? Because I think that that's going to be the brunt of the Santa rally is going to be them. Oh, no, everybody's 2, like me. All right, no, so I got it wrong. All right, so everybody feels like me. I'm not comfortable. I'm not super comfortable with retail. But I see that it's the only industry that is rising right now. I just don't feel comfortable. Fireblazer says, bah humbug. Go back to bed, Scrooge. Bah humbug. All right. So that's the market as we see it right now. Salt Shaker says doom and gloom. Lou says stocks with large debts are more dangerous. Absolutely. Brian says going back to the oil play. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Make sure you stay here, Brian. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. All right. So that's the market as a whole. Let's go talk about some news that's moving the market. And this is it. Jay was right on point. Fed's bullet says rate hikes have had only limited effects on inflation so far. Using the so-called Taylor rule for monetary policy, Bullard suggests that the proper zone for Fed funds rate could be 5 to 7%, which means that the Fed has more room to go to the upside on interest rates. Dan, I never overlook LNG. It's a good play. Oil plays getting hammered this week, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. Oil stocks stopped out for me this morning. The only oil stock that I am still currently playing right now is WTI. I'm still in it. I'm still up, even though it's pulled back. The big reason for me is that it's getting colder. Hell, I woke up this morning in North Carolina and it was like 40 degrees. It's cold. People are going to start turning on the heat. When that happens, people are going to need oil to fill up those for to get more oil. I'm on electric, so which means that I'm going to be running my heat earlier, which means my electric bill is going to go up higher. All right. So, what did Mark say? Somebody's laughing at something that Mark said. I don't know what you said, Mark. Whatever it is, Roger's laughing at it. I had MRI and WTI both gone. You know something? I'm thinking that it's getting ready for it again. With 5 to 7%, what are the 2-year treasuries? What are the 2-year? I don't know. I think the treasuries, I got the 20-year I'm looking at the notes, not the bills. And in this situation, I'm looking at the long-term notes, not the short-term bills. So I don't know what the percentage is on those at this particular time. What do you think about FL? Earnings coming out tomorrow, and it's been up all day on a down market. I'm thinking that investors feel that it's going to beat earnings, but I don't know that for sure. Maybe if I have a time to look at your stocks today, I'll take a look at it. Next story. Even dovish policy assumptions require more rate hikes. So even if the Fed does start to take on a dovish feel, even with that, still requires more hike rates. So that's two statements by Bullard, and I think that that's what's rocking the markets today. I think that's what's rocking the market. This is what I posted earlier, like my first ex-wife said during the holidays. Charge. That's bad. Thoughts on XRO if you have time? I'm still in it. I think it's hit a little bit of a ceiling right now. It needs more news energy. It needs more news, and I think that they know that. It ran up nicely. Right now, they need to come out with something else to keep the momentum going. All right, Maria says, nicely cold here. It's cold out there. It was 21 this morning, says Drew. That's cold. All right, I don't want 21 yet. Stock market today, stock slide on hawkish Fed comments, renewed inflation concerns. And again, it seems like the market being in this trader's mode is being affected by news, whether bullish or bearish, on a daily basis. It's tough to swing trade. It really is. How about this? Jobless claims fall slightly in tight labor market. So less people looking or claiming or filing for jobs. Again, that's another side for the Fed to keep their eyes on. If this is, you're going after inflation and raising the interest rates, part of that is to slow the economy, shrink the economy. Jobs are the outlier right now in this continued recession at this time. Talking about retail, Walmart and Target quarterly results lay bare the retailer's stark differences. And one of the things that I saw, what did I see? Here it is. Walmart gets a far bigger, so Walmart beat and it went up. Target missed and falls. Walmart gets a far bigger share of its sales from groceries than Target. Now, I've never been to Target for food. I've gone to Walmart for food. Is that the same thing for you guys for the most part who shop at either Walmart or Target? One, if you will buy food from Walmart. Two, if you don't buy food from Target. All right. Hi, Marie. One, if you do buy food from Walmart. Two, if I will do it this way. Two, if you buy food from Target. I've never bought any food. From Target. Now, I do Walmart. I don't. My wife does Walmart. My wife does Food Lion. I do Publix or Harris Teeter. And my wife says, oh, yeah, so you just want to go spend all the money on it? Yes, I do. Especially when it comes down to my steaks, I'm going to either Publix or my Harris Teeter. All right, so I've never done, Salt Second says neither. All right, I've done, my wife will do the shopping at Walmart or at Food Lion, and even sometimes even the Aldi's. That's another place. Target is too expensive for food. Walmart is low quality. I shop elsewhere, says Roger. and bacon. Listen, I'm going to buy bacon from everywhere. I will buy bacon from QT if I have to. All right. If QT sold bacon, Glenn is going to buy bacon from QT. Don't get it twisted. All right. I'm finna go buy me some bacon from QT as long as they got it. All right. So with that, now BJ's, we have BJ's too. It all depends on, my wife is very particular about which store we go to, depending on, if it's food for the week, food for long term, all that stuff. So we do have Glenn, watch those calories. Listen, I take meds for calories. I mean, for high blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. I gotta have the bacon. All right, but I appreciate that, Kenneth. Don't overlook Costco. I'm a BJ's fan. That I don't know. I just we in Sam's Club. My wife won't do Sam's Club because she says we give enough money to Walmart, so she won't do Sam's Club. All right, Aldi's and Costco. MTI just did a Glenism. What did it do, Eric? All right, while you telling me that, when I bring home the bacon, my wife goes hog wild. All right, so there we go. So now we all like what Warren Buffett does, right? How about Warren Buffett, new 13F out, and is leaning on these three holdings to fight white-hot inflation? You know what the stocks were? American Express, Apple, and Coca-Cola. CVX is in here. You know he's also got heavy into Occidental Petroleum. But these are Warren Buffett's three stocks that he's on right now. So the big banks are jamming markets down in order to get a huge rally on Wednesday so people will shop and spend more. Eric, I don't disagree with you, but you know something? You know what we keep seeing, that the market, the retail investor is trying to do everything that it can to push the market higher. The Fed is doing a Dikembe Mutombo. Not in my house. That's what the Fed is doing. And I don't think that we can fight the Fed. I think that no matter how much we want the market to go higher, you can't fight the Fed, folks. Can I get an amen on that? Can a brother get an amen on that? So no matter how much we try to push the market higher with the news that we hear and what this and what that, you can't fight the Fed, folks. You just can't. And this is why the overall trend in the market still has more downside. And so far, all of these relief rallies have been bull traps, folks, have been bull traps. And I don't want you guys to get caught up in that, especially if you're trying to hold some stocks long term. This is a trader's market. You heard it here. All right. And I'm not trying to bring doom and gloom. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to bring to you the wherewithal to make the money. That's what I'm trying to do. It ain't about doom and gloom and, oh my gosh, go to the sidelines and hide the babies in the bathwater and Katie. No, the market's still giving you opportunities to make some money. Take the opportunities, but don't take them for too long, all right? Another stock that I'm big on, DRV, new home construction continued to slow in October. Single-family home building led the pullback. Real estate, buying up land to buy houses or build houses is pulling back. DRV, I think, is still a good play, which is the bearish ETF on real estate. This is where it comes into the oil play and the gas play. U.S. natural gas futures gained 2% on cold forecast for the next week. It's getting colder. People are going to need natural gas to heat their homes, electric to heat their homes, oil to heat their homes. Folks, the cold is setting in. It's going to, even if it's short term, it's going to push these commodities higher. It's going to push up gas. It's going to push up oil. Coming about with that, investing in energy, big oil and gas. I'm behind a paywall on this site, so it's just a story. Something else that shows that oil and gas is on the rise. Another paywall. U.S. diesel and heating oil stocks scrape lows before the winter. I'm telling you that if you're playing these stocks, this may be the time to consider that, but I've been talking about, I was still bullish on oil because the cold season is coming. Well, guess what? It's here. All right, it's here, and we're going to see these go up. I'm all in on uranium. I'm on uranium too. I'm not all in, but I am trading URA. You know me, I always like to be very transparent about the stocks that I'm trading so that you guys know what I have. Jay is leaving. Where are you going, Jay? Jay is leaving. VV Nation late hating. Oh, see you, Jay. All right, see it. I feed the family pork and beans. That's how we heat with natural. Oh Lord, that's another laugh. That's just icky though, Fireblazer. Why? Coal is doing awesome. That's another way of heating. Coal is another play. What's that? ARLP is my coal play. ARLP. I'm telling you that as the cold season starts to kick in, folks, these commodities are going to start to move. All right. So something else that I want to pull your attention to. We always do research between Patrick and I when we do our live streams, but I want you to know that VectorVest does its work as well, and you guys need to understand that and know where to find stock ideas as well. We have a blog. I'm going to go to our main website, which is www.vectorvest.com. All right, let's go to our main website. From here, and this is especially for those people who are not subscribers to the software, you do have opportunity to go to our blog. So here's our main website. Go over to blogs, put your mouse on it, go down to hot stocks. And every day we try to come up. Here's another stock for you for today. That was for yesterday. QSR stock jumped 7% after appointing Domino's CEO as chairman. What you need to know before investing. So what I did today is the last two stories prior to this one, a story about Tencent and a story about Hasbro. That's two of my stocks that are in my list today that we're going to look at. But all you need to do is go to www.vectorvest.com. Once you get there, go to the blog button over here, click on hot stocks. And every day we try to put something in here for you. So we try to be a one-stop source for stocks to keep your eyes on. How many of you like that? How many of you like that? Type a 1 in the room. This is a good place for you to see what stocks are moving from our blogs. Type a 1 in the room if you appreciate that. But we're a day behind, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. But we try to do something almost every single day on this blog. Look at this. There's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of stuff here. And stocks that, make the news that you may not see. So I won't do anything on QSR, but I will look at Tencent and I will look at Hasbro. So two of my stories are today from our blog. All right, let's get into the software now. Now that we've got a look at all of the news. Oops, wrong one. That one. Here's what the market's doing. All of the major indices, everything is down again. All right, and the market's been bouncing back and forth, and that's because we had a lot of high volatility in the market. But all of the major indices are down, way off of their session lows, though. Is that a bullish sign? Well, that means retail investors, the sentiment is like, come on, guys, we can push it. You know what the retail investor is like right now? All right, where is the blog? It's on our main website, CB, www.vectorvest.com. Before I get into this, let's do that just one more time. www.vectorvest.com. All right, this is what the website looks like. All right, CB. All right, here's our VectorVest website. Here's where it says blogs. Just put your mouse on it. Don't have to click on it yet. Put your mouse on it and then left click on hot stocks. That's how you get to it. All right, so you know what the sentiment is about and everybody, let me know if you can relate to this. Just what makes that little ant think he can move that rubber tree plant? Why do you think he can move that rubber tree plant? Because he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got big apple pie in the sky and something hopes. Anyway, that's what's, if you can relate to what I just said, type a 1 in the room. That is what's pushing the market higher. I don't want another amen on that. I just want to know how many of you can relate to that. That's what's going on. And you know something, folks, you can't fight the Fed. You can't fight the Fed, folks. All right. So that's what's going on. Big swings up and down. High got high hopes for our stocks. Stop it, Fireblazer. I'm going to put you in timeout. Man, Fireblazer's on one today. Good gravy. Where there is an ant, there's an arm of them. Yeah, that's fine, Joanne. But that arm, that whole army of them is not enough to fight the Fed, Joanne. And, and I'm with you on that statement about having to pay back the money on the debt. But I think how you pay back the money on the debt is doing what we've been doing, Joanne, and that's the printing of the money. I think that's what, and that is that any better? That's worse. That's worse. So all right. So that's what the markets are doing. My big new stocks, the stocks that I just showed you on those websites. Let's take a look at them. CVX is one of the Warren Buffett stocks. TME, let's start with that. From our blog, TME and Hasbro. As I look at TME, which is 10 Cent Music, the story says, what should you do with it now? Well, first thing I see is that it is overvalued, fundamentally unsound. So the stock is up. All right, the stock is up, but fundamentally unsound. Technically, the stock is up. Negative earnings growth. All right, so it's up. This is one of those stocks that you get caught up like a deer in headlights, and you go, whoa, I'm going to go buy that stock, baby. The analysis says, yo, baby, I'm going to go back to Snoop Dogg. Yo, baby, what you got to do is back up a little bit, and then what you need to do is just wait for the right time to buy that stock. Homie? Yeah, that was my Snoop Dogg. All right, so it's moving up, but the fundamentals are not behind the stock. It's got negative earnings growth rate. The only thing that's moving with the stock is RT. Whereas I look at Hasbro, it is undervalued. It's got good upside potential. It's not moving up in price. And it's the only stock in here that is a sell recommendation. So both of those stocks, the news is the news, but the analysis is where it's all at. And I would be careful with either one of those. Even though 10 Cent is moving up, it's not a good stock from an analysis perspective. Now, from a technical perspective, I would throw some moving averages, support and resistance to time the trade, but this is definitely not a long-term trade. Let's go look at the Warren Buffett stocks, CVX, Apple, American Express, and Coca-Cola. These are solid companies for the most part. These are companies that have been around for a while. Is 10 Cent, 50 Cent wannabe? No. Yeah. Sigh. That gets crickets, Mark. That gets crickets. Sigh. Joey bought any retro Jordans lately. Joey loves his Jordans. I don't think if he's bought any lately. Boyle, Stephanie, I'm going to say be careful with that. It is a very volatile play, but I think that you might be getting ready to want to buy it. You might be getting ready to want to buy it. I had TME on Tuesday. It crashed through the stops in a few hours. Again, TME is a stock that I would just be careful with. All right, what did Cigar say? Cigar said, singing and impersonations and recommendations. What better entertainment is there anyway? That's right. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, baby. We're only up to 50. You know me. I like to get to at least 100 before we leave. Hit the like button. Hit that like button. All right. So these are the Warren Buffett stocks. Let's go view these on the stock graph. And again, let's put this on a 3-month graph. Warren Buffett. Well, look at CVX. Man, petroleum ahead, getting CVX has got a level of resistance. Look at that. It's got a level of resistance and pulling back. Watch the 3.8 on the end of day. It had a nice run up. Watch the 3.8 on end of day. What else is in here? Apple is trying to get out of a level of a channel. The 3.8 crossed a few days ago. Actually, that's probably when I would have picked up some Apple when the 3.8 crossed. But right now, it's at a level of resistance as well. Be careful with it. It's got to go through 2 levels of resistance before it shows that it's got legs to move higher. The next one, American Express. Man, Warren Buffett may like it, but the stock is pulling down. Relative value on the stock is sitting at something. Relative value sitting at 1.31. The stock's got good upside potential. Right now, I think it's caught up in the market matriculation and pulling back because of the market. But it does have good upside potential. Coca-Cola, relative value at 93, relative safety at 93. It's a you bet that the company's been around for a minute. Let's go put on earnings. That was the last earnings. From the last earnings, the stock's price is still moving higher. And look at that end of day. The 3.8 still keep you in the stock. So that may not be a bad play as well. Walmart and Target, that was a different story. Let's go take a look at that. The differences between the two, put them both on a 3-month graph. There's Walmart. Walmart beat on earnings. There's the earnings play. It beat on earnings. Nice jump up, but since then moving sideways, trapped right at a level of resistance. trapped right at a level of resistance, not overbought or oversold yet. And I do like that the MACD is moving higher as well. RT is above 1, whereas we look at Target, holy smokes. But interesting that Target is rebounding, right? Target is rebounding after the earnings, rebounding today. Why? Because the bulls have high hopes. But notice the 3 and the 8. End of day, I wouldn't take Target until the 3 went back above the 8. Not until it went back above the 8. That's market sentiment. That's market sentiment right there. All right. Or people are saying, well, I like Target long term. It's moving sideways on a 3-month graph. And maybe it's on sale right now. I could find a better stock. I could definitely find a better stock. Glenn, Pepsi's still better than Coke. You know something, though? Coke has got bigger name recognition. I'm a Pepsi fan. Personally, I'm a Pepsi fan. All right, so what's going on with LNG San Francisco? I think all of those stocks in that space are getting hit, but I'm telling you to keep your eyes on them, Francisco. Keep your eyes on them. I have a low VST, not on a watch list or a retirement list, says Fireblazer. All right. So, and the last one I want to look at in here is DRV, the real estate stock, the inverse on the real estate. Nice move today. I don't like the 1-minute bars. Put this on a 1-month graph. I like that the 3 and the 8. I made money on this stock back here. It pulled back. I like the bounce off support. Let's take that off. I like the bounce off support. What I'm really looking for. I own DRV right now. I got into it a little early. I ain't going to lie. I got into it a little early, but even if the 3-8 cross, we have 1-2 levels of resistance to get through. But if the housing market stays the way that it is, I think that it's still going to have some room to move to the upside. All right, so those are my big news stories. Let's get to the hottest industries. What industries are moving? Let's go to the Unisearch tool. I have a search for that. Delta searches industries. All right, let's go see what industries are on the rise. 31 to 70, retail mail order. Look at that. 10 days ago, the change or the delta on RT was at 31.25. Over the last 10 days, though, it's up to, so it's on the move, up to 71%. Let's go view some of the stocks in here. Because not everybody is a subscriber, I'm only going to look at the top 5. All right, I'm only going to look at the top 5. What stocks in here are moving? Which one? None of these. How about the only one in here that's got positive earnings? None of these. Ooh, it's got positive earnings growth. IMBI. I would be careful with these. The industry is moving. VIPS. That's a stock. Let's go take a look at that. View the stock graph. VIPS is a stock. When it moves just like that. When I move, you move just like that. Look at that. Look at that move on it. This is what's probably pulling the stock, the industry, one of the stocks pulling the industry higher. I like the move. Big up day today, breaking through a level of resistance. Keep your eyes on this stock. RT just got above 1. Keep your eyes on this stock, especially if the industry is moving. I'm writing that down. Especially because the industry is moving. I want you to keep your eyes on that stock. You heard it here. All right, let's go see if there's another industry that we like. How many people we have? We losing some people. Folks, bring some more people in the room. Come on now. Oh, another big move. Look at this. Electronic semiconductor like TSM, AMD, NVIDIA. Look at that. I like this move. 10 days ago, the change or the delta on RT was only 5%. Over the last 10 days, look at the move, up 61%. Let's see what stocks I might want to keep my eyes on here. Let's go see. I'm not ready to take stocks long yet. Not if the market is moving down. I'm looking at stocks S, Stephanie. All right. Let's see what's moving in here. TSM, nice mover on here. Notice that all of these chip stocks, positive earnings growth, all of them have good upside potential. I'm feeling this. And these are fundamentally sound stocks. Let's go look at the graphs of all of these. All right. So by way of my search, my scan, I'm finding that these are on the move. Let's put this on a 1-month graph. Look at AMKR. Look at over the last month. Look at the 3 and the 8. Kept you in the whole time. Right at a level of resistance right now. What else? RMBS pulling back. I'm not feeling that one as much. TSM, Taiwan Semi, hit a new 1-month high today. Technicals show me that it's in overbought territory right now. Look at the DPO rising. I like TSM. Be careful though, because it might pull back a little bit because of the stochastics. DIOD, look at that. 2 days off a 1 month high. These are stocks that I like. This is pulling back. STM, a little bit of a rebound today. Also in that level of being overbought, but I like the rising DPO. Watch the falling RT though. So 2 industries that we just found. I've given you some ideas on a couple of stocks to look at in those industries as well. A few years ago, many people made big money on VIPs. I know, John, and right now it's opening up the door to give you an opportunity. How many of you just now found some, with what I just showed you, found some opportunities in the current market, type of 1? If you think I'm just talking way too doggone much, type of 2. How many of you in those 2 industries that are on the rise found some opportunities, type of 1? If not, you can type a 2. And that's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. That's why you got to hit the like button. That's why you got to hit the like button. You got to get more people in here. I want to keep it over 200 people for the whole time that we're here. All right. So let's get back to the viewers tab. What else I got going on? Short-term plays. Well, this is a trader's market. I got some short-term plays for you to take a look at. These are all stocks that moved up bigly today. Let's take a look at these. Let's go see if they got the wherewithal to keep moving. This is an ugly intraday graph. That's ugly. That is so ugly. But it made a lot of money this morning. Let's go put this on a 1 month graph. Wow. Nice open graph. Was this an earnings play? No. Nice open graph. Where's the relative value? Relative value is at, and relative say, this is a short-term play. This is one of those trades. Nice open graph today. I like that. I'm going to write that one down too. STIM. Just be careful with it. Big open day today. Big open day. I would not be surprised to see it pull back tomorrow, but end of day, if the 3 and the 8 are solid, if you get into it, that's a good play. PBYI, pulled down one black crow, something like that, with some follow through. But then today, this wasn't an earnings play, a rebound day today, and the 3 and the 8 kept you in it end of day. I like this play again, short-term plays. This is earnings. This is one of those meme stocks. I'd be very, very careful with this. All right, so evidently, and it's got a lot of buying pressure. Look at the big wick at the bottom. It's got a lot of buying pressure. I'd still be leery of this after the stock for the last month or so has been sitting in a channel. I'd be careful with this. Was that not a dark cloud cover? Yeah, it's a dark cloud cover. One black crow would have been down here. You're right. That is a dark cloud cover. You're right, Mark. Why are you trying to show me up, Mark? Huh? Mark, why are you trying to show me up? Because that's correct. That's a dark cloud cover. Sigh. I'm going to give you a sad face. All right, enough sad face. All right, let's go to DLO. Big update today, but I'm not feeling that. I'm here to support and teach, says Mark. You know something, Mark? That's why I love you, brother. That's why I love you, brother. All right, big. That was earnings yesterday. The 3.8 would have got me out. Nothing's getting me back in now. I don't know what the news is. I'm not getting back into that just quite right now. Nothing's telling me it's okay. Holly, it's a holly jolly Christmas. It's too early for that. I can't start singing Christmas stuff until Friday. That's when I can start singing Christmas stuff. All right. So nice big up day coming off support. Early, I can get into it. Very little wick at the top. I would really like to see the 3.8 cross. All right. What else do we got going on? Swing trade. Whoa. So for those of you who are looking for swing trades, let's go see what I got. All right. I got some stocks for you. They're all buys. They all have good upside potentials, and all the RTs are above 1, positive earnings and positive earnings growth. All right, before I show these graphs, how many of you feel confident about the stocks that I'm going to show you from a swing trade perspective? Type of 1. If you don't think that you still want to swing trade right now, type of 2. All right, before I show these graphs, how many of you feel confident that I've got a list of stocks that you can swing trade right now? Type of 1. If you really think you can't swing trade right now, type of 2. All right. See how many people have faith in Brother Glenn. How many of you got some faith in Brother Glenn, baby? Woo! Come on, prove me wrong. How many of you got proof in me? Have faith in me. All right, couple of people. All right, let's go take a look at the graphs. I'm going to put this on a 3-month graph. All right, let's go put this on a 3-month graph, and I'm going to put this onto my swing side. All right, so now we're looking at a 20-day exponential moving average, and we're looking at value. So, and I'm looking at earnings per share. STLD, last 3 months, bottom left, top right, a little tough right here, but the stock has remained undervalued. You know, our mantra is to always try to have you in safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price. All right, I like the move. I like using the 20-day exponential moving average from a longer-term perspective as a level of support. Earnings per share is a little lower than it was 3 months ago. That makes sense with what's going on in the current market conditions, but I do like the stock being undervalued. Let's go to the next one. PAR. Look at that. It's a petroleum stock. Bottom left, top right on earnings per share. 20-day exponential moving average doing a great job, and it's undervalued. 2 days off of a 3-month high. All right, so that's a swing trade possibility. CMC. I didn't want to put all Petro in here, so I tried to find other stocks besides Petro. CMC, metal products, love the earnings per share. Above the 20-day exponential moving average, but getting close to that. So just be careful with this. And it is undervalued as well. Notice that all of these stocks are nicely undervalued in a market that's pretty much overvalued, right? Takes some work to find these kinds of stocks for you. Dino, look at that. Steadily moving higher above the 20-day. Earnings per share looks good, undervalued. This is a slow mover, folks, but it's moving higher. From a swing trade perspective, I don't think it gets any better than that. I don't think it gets any better than that. Fernando, I think I'm in timeout on Fox News. I tried to post Ding Dong, the witch is dead on the... Oh, Lord. Stop it, Roger. None of that. We don't talk about that in here, Roger. Don't talk about that. But it's funny nonetheless. All right. Let's go to the next stock. Wow. How many of you have been trading 9? I like this as a swing trade pick. Look at that graph. Today, a new 3-month high. I like that stock. I like that stock. I cannot lie. Look at the earnings per share. This is on my list of swing trades, folks. This is on my list of swing trades. I like that stock. Stop. They don't get my stop. Doesn't get any better than that. That is what the old Milwaukee beer. You remember old Milwaukee? That was some. Anybody like that beer? That wasn't good beer. Old Milwaukee is sort of like drinking Busch. Ooh. You know what that makes? That's like, I don't like either one of those. I'm waiting for it to, I like this stock. I like this stock. Yes, sir, this one was, I like this as a swing trade. I told you your Uncle Glenn is going to find you some stocks to swing trade. Told you your Uncle Glenn was going to find you some stocks to swing trade. So we'll look and see what they've done come next week. We'll see if they made any money. My speculative plays, all right, these are for my traders out there. These are from my traders. I've only got 4 stocks in here. Notice that the fundamentals behind the stock are no good, but they are in uptrends. They are in uptrends. Let's go take a look. I'm going to put this on a 1-month graph, change the look at back to my trade. Where am I at? Sigh. Where is it? Trade. Let's go take a look. Look at this. Tau, right at a level of resistance. Let's see if it can break through that. Remember, fundamentally, these stocks are not good. ELF, personal cosmetics. Watch it. I wouldn't buy it today. Never want to buy a stock on a down day, but look at the move over the last month. My next one is IMCR. Bottom left, top right, drugs. Some of these drug biomedical companies, look at that. Even if you held this end of day to 3 and the 8, never got you out, folks. Love the 3 and the 8. All right, no Bush for me, only Brazil. I don't like Bush. I don't like Bush beer. Glenn, I am your age. We were born in the same month, in the same year. Were we? We are getting, I'm 55. I look good for 55. All right, listen. That's right. I'm a saint. And you know what else? I look really good for 55. That's right. I don't understand, Glenn. If it makes your watch list, why don't you just buy it that day? You know why, Fireblazer? I got enough stocks to look at. I got enough stocks in my trading right now. If I looked and bought every single, I'm gonna write this one down too. If I looked and bought every one of these stocks, I wouldn't have no money. All right, you did not get the joke, Glenn. What did you say? No bush for me. Only the. Oh, U12. I can't think about. That's not good. U12. Yeah. Roger says, I was just going to ask which Medicare supplement plan you prefer. I'm a vet. I'm not on Medicare. I'm not on none of that stuff. I'm blessed. All right. What else is in here? IRDM. I'd like to bounce off support, the 3-8 crossing. I'd like to see it take out that level of resistance. So be careful with that one. So those are my speculative plays. What else I got for you today? I'm not going to do that. I got picks for you. All right. I'm going to end up on this. I got picks for you. And I used the VectorVest system to bring up these picks. I got 5 picks. The top VST stock as of Friday was SMCI, so that makes my list. PTEN was my top VST stock, less than $20. MGNI I picked because it's the top RT stock at the time. SQM was the top relative value stock. Look at that. And TPL was the top relative safety stock. So I'm going to start doing this on a weekly basis, giving you top 5 stocks for you to keep your eyes on. And we'll see on a weekly basis when I look at the Glenn's picks for last week, what they did. How much time I got? I'm way over my time, but that's all right. It's all right. Hey, Clay, put me on my last screen. Let me see if I can do it. Put me on my last. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. All right, folks, we had some fun today. All right, but we talked a lot about what's going on in the market, why the market is doing what it's doing. I've given you a lot of different ideas to keep your eyes on, whether you're a short-term trader, a speculative trader, even a swing trader. I've got some stocks for you. I gave you my top 5 picks from the VectorVest software as well. Nobody believes Glenn is 55. He looks more like 70, but I'll give him. Lou, you've officially earned your way to timeout. Who's here? Mark, please take Lou. Please take Lou to the timeout room, please. All right. How come you pick sell stocks in your picks? Because sometimes, Joanne, remember, this stock, SQM, is a top relative value stock. So let's go take a look at the graph, Joanne. Let's go take a look at the graph. Put this on a 1-month graph. Joanne is right. It's the top RV stock, but Joanne is right. Why did I pick it? Because it was the top RV stock. Let me ask you this question. Joanne, out of all of the stocks that I talked about today, how many of them did I tell you to buy? All right. I want that to go out. How many of these stocks, anybody in the room, how many of these stocks did I tell you guys to buy today? Type it in the room. How many of these stocks did I tell you guys to buy today? Type it in the room. All right. None. There you go. 0. So I Joanne, even though the stock made as a sell record, shut up, John. As much as all of these stocks made my lists, these are ideas for you to look at. All right. And Joanne, as I look at this, all I'm saying is it was the top RV stock in the database Friday. And I'm glad that you made mention of that, because do your own analysis. I want you guys to do your own analysis. Does that make sense, Joanne? Does that make sense? All right. So my job always is not here to say to you, go buy all of these stocks that I'm talking about. I'm not going to do that. I don't think any of us do that. But we will give you ideas to keep your eyes on. Does that make sense? Lauren says, SQM looks attractive to me as a cyclical bottom. I'll wait for it to turn up. And those are the kinds of things that I'm trying to get across, Joanne, is for you guys to look at that stuff. All I'm trying to do is give you the ideas. And if SQM doesn't fit your mold, then I'm with you. It is a sell recommendation, may not. All right, I got to go. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate the support that you give us here on YouTube. Did I get 100 likes? No, we're at 84. For those of you who may be new, who haven't liked the data, if you think it was worth your time, how about this? If you think it was worth your time to be here today, hit the like button. If not, you don't have to. All right. I don't beg you, but all I'm saying is I want you guys to just show that it was worth it for you to be here. That's all. All right. And if it was, hit the like. If not, that's fine. I'll try harder next time. How about that? With that, folks, I got to go. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Still praying for the people in Florida and in Puerto Rico due to Hurricane Ian. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste. Yasu! Until the next time, folks, see ya!